Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars.
Hey guys, welcome back. Be sure to check out the show notes at the bottom of this recording because I usually have a lot of cute little tidbits along the way, and you also get to follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below. Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, we are batching these episodes for you guys, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling wonderful, and I pray that each and every one of you are feeling just as great and just as wonderful. We are prospering in this spring weather. I am here for it. I mean, I really hope that we don't just run into the summer weather. You already know how that can go, but we're gonna just be satisfied for what we have right here, right? We are grateful for everything that we have, and we are also grateful for the things that we are blessed to receive. Guys, let's dive in. So, I have been on acute awareness with myself, coming to a certain understanding of life, of how it looks now that I am in my 50s. We're no longer just turning into 50. We're smacking it. We're in it. We're in the thick of it. Okay. We're in our 50s. And I have to say, I'm finally at a point where I'm feeling comfortable with that. It took me some time. I didn't realize how much fear that I was consuming when it came to aging, and just being honest, just aging and seeing what 50 looks like, what 50 sounds like, what 50 feels like. I didn't know what to expect. And oh guys, sorry. And praise God, we're here. Thank God I'm in my sound mind, my sound body. Thank you, God. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you to all that is good. I am so grateful to say that, because not too many people, could say that. But it doesn't mean to say that it's easy, and it doesn't take a lot of hard work on my part, because Lord, it does. Let's just say, I don't want to just wake up like this. And that's okay. So today's topic, because your girl is a hard hitter. She's been coming to you guys lately with these topics, and I'm feeling it, because we have to speak upon the things, that really, I don't feel like I ever sugarcoated, but I feel like, and I think that comes with getting a little older. You're not afraid to say the things that needs to be said. So today's topic, we're going to be discussing living the soft life. I'm going to say that again to the ones in the back. Living the soft life. Let's get into it. What does living the soft life means, and what does it look like? As I mentioned, it took me a while to get used to being in my 50s. I was still like punching through walls. Okay. I mean, not literally, but just like mental walls when it came to, sticking on a regime, waking up at the crack of morning, getting up at 5. I mean, you could just go stroll back and listen to my old episodes. I have done so many segments of why it's important to wake up early, waking up at 5 a.m., being part of the 5 a.m. club. And that was a thing. And honestly, I still love it. I still love to wake up early. I still believe that you get the most out of your day when you wake up early. What they say, the early bird gets the worm. That is true. So I'm not going to sit here and basically renege on that belief system. It is true. With that being said, though, there is a caveat: aging and menopause and so much more. And this right here, I'm specifically I'm specifically talking to my girlies that's fit in their 50s, their 60s, and their 70s, because this soft life that I speak of is the fountain of youth, in my humble opinion. Okay. Because, yeah, waking up early is a real thing, but also having grace for yourself for when you can't. How about that? Having grace for yourself for not being able to just fly out the bed, right? And not look back. Having grace for yourself because it takes you a little more time. And that's okay. And that's something that I struggled with for a very long time. And I say I still am working on that, if I have to be completely honest. Not being able to just jump out and run, it holds a sensitive spot. I have always, relished in being, able to do that. That's always been my thing. And I realized it was taking a toll on me physically and mentally, because I would be so tired. And because I was so tired and I wanted to do the things, it was putting me in a slump. It was getting me depressed because I wasn't able to perform the way I was used to performing. And, you start to get on yourself. You start to say things that's negative, and you see the spiral I'm going into, right? So it wasn't until, I would say, the beginning, or right before the beginning of 2025, I adapted this concept for myself, because I find that, the turtle wins the race, right? Listen, if you're the rabbit and you can still just dart up and go, do you, boo? Do you? Be true. Have a good time with that. Do it for me too. Okay? But for the girlies that needs a little time, you know what I mean? Needs a little encouragement, that feels like, you know what? I notice certain things. I notice that, I need a little more time to wrap my mind around this. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking specifically to you. Girl, it's okay. It's part of the journey. And you know what's so funny? My mom, God bless her. God bless my mom. I love my mom. God bless our relationship, because it wasn't always like this. Just saying, I was a spitfire. And shout out to my mom for being such a strong woman, that held on. And that's what mothers do, right? I'm blessed to have a mom that did that for me. With that being said, she was trying to explain to me that, because I would tell, like, I'm so tired, I'm doing this, and I was getting, like, frustrated, and she would share these little golden nuggets with me, like, it's okay, just try to get some more rest or whatever. And I would repel it, like I was Wonder Woman with those cuffs. I was repelling that, because I was like, what do you mean, rest? And then I started, like, thinking, like, oh, like, that's like, old people stuff, like taking naps in the middle of the day and stuff like that. And boo, you're here. You may need a little nap. You may need a little sit down. You may need a little fiesta in the middle of the day to get you right, to put you back on the course so you can complete the things that you have started, right? Because what is more depressing, napping or not finishing the things that you started, not being able to be fruitful in the areas that's important to you? I feel like that's more depressing. At least it was for me, right? And when I finally got to a point where I decided to consciously live a soft life, the game changed. I feel like everything got like better. I feel like my skin, my hair, my nails, everything started flourishing because I wasn't going against the grain. I wasn't going against the natural essence of my growth, of myself, of my walk on this beautiful earth, in this beautiful life. Guys, if you're in your 50s and your 60s and your 70s, the fact that you're in this hardcore phase in your second act, giving yourself grace of allowing yourself to live a soft life is self-love. It is self-care. It is, having compassion for yourself, because listen, look how far you came. You don't think you'll be a little tired? I mean, my God, you don't think that you'd be a tad smidge, a little slow? Not slow, but a little, a little calm. I find myself when I go on my walks now, instead of just running, like walking, like I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just walking so fast. I find that I have more of a sachet now when I walk. I find that I find that I have more of a groove when I walk, because I'm allowing myself to just like pace myself and relax and enjoy the view as I'm getting to my destination. I feel a little more sweet and a little more, I just feel a little good, a little more pep as I relish my steps rather than just run as like a horse gallivanting down the road. I remember back in the day when I was in my 20s, and that's when I was like a stallion, honey. And I remember I would just come into the office, and was always this beautiful lady. She would always like do the hand motion, like ease, like slow down. And I used to be like, slow down. I had my son dropping him off to school. I'm getting bus. I'm doing this. I don't know, time to slow down, And when I think back to all these different moments of these beautiful women dropping seed within me, I was blessed to receive those nuggets for the ones that did it already, right? I realize now, in the state that I'm in, why they were saying that. A lot of women are in a state of frantic, because we live in a society where it's all about go. And I also did a episode on, taking time, self-care. Just go back and listen to those episodes, because I feel like those episodes led me to this episode. I guess it seems like that's how it works, right? And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm grateful for you guys for being part of my journey as well. But when you allow yourself to live a soft life, and let me just take a little time to explain what I mean, because I'm saying soft life, but what does that look like? First of all, it can look like anything you want it to look like. That's number one. Number two, allowing yourself the grace of having time for yourself. Allowing just allowing yourself to have time to produce and to create and to move fast, or to move slow, or to not move at all. Easing into your mornings. Let me tell you something. My mornings, I don't even look at the, and I want to be clear, I paid my dues. Okay. I don't have any little kids anymore. Okay. I don't have little ones. Okay. Shout out to the ones that have little ones, and you too, you can still find time. My mother, thank God, she taught me that, because when I was really young, when I had my son, I was 18, but even with being 18, I had to schedule time for myself so I can be a good mother towards my baby, towards my son. Because if I didn't learn how to do that early in age, I wouldn't even be able to have this conversation with you. So I've been in the trenches, with this concept for many, many years. I just had to reacquaint myself with this concept now called the soft life. But easing into your mornings, allowing yourself the space to journal, to have coffee, to really caress and lotion and oil. Because I use oils now. I use oils. The lotions and I use oils, and I'll get into that another time, but I do use a lot of natural oils. That's another thing, using natural products on your skin, especially if you're African American. Let me tell you something. We were found in Africa for a reason. For a reason. Our skin, or the way it is the way it is for a reason. And it has to be nourished in a certain way. All these store-bought products, don't get me wrong, they work, they could be good, but now it's been a lot of pullback, saying a lot of things is causing illness. Now we got the things with the braids. They're saying that the certain braids, synthetic hair is causing a lot of sickness in African American women, whereas fibroids, cancers, and all type of other ailments. Be careful of the things that you are consuming and putting on your body. I just want to say that. But oiling your skin, and if you use lotion, whatever products that you see fit for you, you do that. But taking time to caress yourself, looking in the mirror, giving yourself a little 5-minute facial, waking up the skin. Because, at a certain age, we need to wake our skin up, because our skin are changing, our bodies are changing, and we do need a little more TLC. I see these young people and how gorgeous they look. Shout out to them, and they could just like roll out of bed and they look like the morning dew. Okay. I'm not saying that, I'm scaring people when I get out the bed, but let's just say, the morning is needing the doing. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with understanding that, yes, I do need a little more self-care. I do need a little more of a pick-me-up. I do need a little more time to get into my day. I work really hard to get here. There was a time where I could just jump out of bed and not look back and be good, and that was it. I lived that life. Now life looks different. I feel like when it comes to the aging process, we tend to want life to stay still and look the same way it did when we were in our 20s, 30s, even 40s, okay? It's not going to look like that. Boo, it's not going to look like that. It could look similar. But it's not going to look like that. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. We all know that person that has, that's still wearing that, or that dated makeup or that dated outfit. And, listen, if they feel good in it, it feels good. But there's something that looks off when you are holding on to certain things that no longer serves you. I'm just going to leave it like that, right? And it does make you look older. It does. Even for me, I had to change. I remember, like, I would say around this fall that just passed, I was like, why does my makeup look funny? I felt like my makeup wasn't looking like it used to. Number one, I had to work on my skin more. Thank God I don't, deal with a lot of like skin stuff, but still dry skin is a situation. And I just was looking like a little dehydrated in the skin area. Okay. And I had to go back to the old school. I did a episode where, well, actually, I believe it was on my, and be sure to check out my vlog channel, because that's where some of my tips is also on there. And of course, my blog, that's a one-stop shop. Just go to, just go to the blog. Just go to the blog, sign up to, for the email, my email list as well, because I'm going to have a lot of things that I have discussed on this platform, and things that I haven't discussed on any platform for you guys. So be sure to sign up for that, so you'll be privy and you'll be able to receive all the honey. You know what I'm saying? But my skin was looking different because I needed to do different things. And I had to change the way I even approach my skin. I don't use 90% of the things that I used to use before I came to that understanding. And it's something that I had to actively learn. I didn't just I am a licensed cosmetologist, guys. I don't know if I ever discussed that or told you guys that. Yes, I am. So I do understand the phonetics when it comes to skincare, but I was just like, not, you know what they say, you're watering everybody else's garden, but you're not watering your own. That's pretty much what happened to me. And it wasn't until I turned the mirror back on myself, I realized, like, what is it that changed? Well, number one, my skin changed because my age changed. Okay, I'm in my 50s now. You gotta like step up the game. You gotta change certain things. Listen, the aging process is a beautiful thing. God has blessed us to get to this journey. And I don't know about you, okay, but I think I'm speaking for all of us. I'm going to do it as fly, as sexy as possible in my own right. I don't care what age I'm in, okay? I don't care what color my hair is. The kids do this. I don't care. I feel like beauty really stems from within. First of all, mentally. How you mentally feel from the inside, spiritually, physically. Are you going out? Are you walking? Are you exercising? Are you stretching? Are you making time to live in your most authentic, soft state? This is the things that I'm talking about when it comes to living a soft life. Choosing you first. Easing into your day, making time to have a skin regimen, and not putting so much time on, I got to do this really fast. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have more time than others, but if you are in a situation where you are stuck for time, make sure you get it in at night before you go to bed. Instead of scrolling on your phone or watching, something on TV, you can be using that time to give love back into you. You could be using that 20, half an hour, even hour or so on you. Put on some, light. I was going to say light FM. Light FM. Do people still listen to that? Light FM? Well, listen to whatever you want to listen to. I would even suggest putting on something that has no words. I know lately my jam has been listen to like Afrocentric music without any words, just like, acoustics. That's been a jam. I feel like that's sexy too. You know what I mean? While I'm all in my skin, all in my body, moisturizing my curls, just giving back. I just feel connected. You know what I mean? So if you don't have time in the morning to do some of the things that I'm suggesting to you, do it at night. Do it at night, but do it. Allow yourself that. Even when you're cooking, maybe that's not the time to be on the phone. Maybe that's the time for you to just really pour into your food. Pour into your food while you are cutting your vegetables, your fruits, or whatever you're preparing for your meal that you will be consuming. Maybe taking that time, just have a little vibe in the bag, light a little candle and just like relish in the moment. Relish in the fact that you're moving a bit slower and being okay with that. Because guys, if you are in your 50s, 60s, or even 70s, you know what I talk and it's the truth. So give love to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Guys, this was so beautiful. Almost want to share a tear, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want bags to come in my eyes. But anyway, guys, love you guys. Can we just take a deep, let's just take a deep breath. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's exhale. One more time. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale. Oh, that was delicious. Guys, stay in peace, stay in love, and stay empowered. Leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram, because what is popping over there? And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.